Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first 15. Please put the clock up.
Here we go.
And let's get started. Number 5, to D. Butchie's points. The best brought some beat downs across the board. Now, obviously, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, they're good. Chuck Pagano back in a much better way this week than he was maybe after week 1. He's celebrating the greatest passing quarterback in the history of the NFL. Lamar Jackson's passer rating is now the highest in the history of the league. Look at him holding the ball right there. No laces. Doesn't need them. Nope. Oh, yeah, he also happens to run a 4.2 and is the most elusive guy on the field. So not only can he get it done as a running back at quarterback with his arm being the best ever, he's also got an entire team around him filled with absolute dogs. They end up beating the hell out of the Browns. 41-17. D-Butch, your thoughts on this game?
I mean, this game just absolutely dominated on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of chirping. I think Conman touched on it last week. A lot of chirping between both of these two teams in the headlines, and the Ravens got it done. Browns did do a good job with Derrick Henry kind of sealing him up, but Lamar Jackson, you mentioned it, the all-time leader, passer rating, and also the all-time leader at the quarterback position when it comes to rushing yards. So a beatdown within the division here, Ravens-Browns.
Let's talk about in-the-division beatdowns. Guess who's back?
Back again.
Brand new Lions are back.
Ooh.
Tell some friends. MCDC, MCDC, MCDC's got the boys buzzing. The Detroit Lions, 52. Chicago Bears, 21. Dang. At the beginning, though, Chicago Bears scored 14 points early. So it looked like, oh, no, the Lions stink. This is the same old Lions. Maybe Kelvin Shepard, former teammate of ours, friend of ours, should not be handling his press conferences the way he's handling them. Maybe he was speaking a little bit too much cart before the horse, where he's saying we don't make excuses to play football, had a little bit of an edge to him. Hey, you haven't done anything as a DC, is what some people were saying about this man. And then 14 points are scored pretty early by the Chicago Bears. Everybody's like, wait a minute. Is this Lions team going to let Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson come into their house and roar all over their faces in a revenge game? And then all of a sudden something just went like that. And poof. Yeah. The brand new Lions showed back up. Same old Lions for a while. Then the brand new Lions showed up. And I'll tell you, they just kept on going.
Yeah, they did.
And they ran that shit down their throat. Ben Johnson obviously coming back into town. Welcome back, Bob. We appreciate you going to the division rival. Out of all the different places you could have went. Players mentioned that. Fans mentioned that, and MCDC treated the game that way. Are we all the way back to just believing the Lions are the brand new Lions and just get rid of what we saw in week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, who might be the best team in ball, D-Butch?
The Packers might be the best team in ball. And yeah, I'm all the way back on the Lions. I wasn't too far out. It's week 1. You know, week 1 is all about just getting a win. How can you figure out a way to get a win? Obviously, they didn't get it done. It takes time. It takes time to build some continuity with the play callers, with the players. Jared Goff looked like his old self, getting the ball around, had the running game going. Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, they all scored, I believe, for the 9th time, which is the most by any trio in NFL history. Saw that on the So I love that goof getting in there. And I love the saltiness. I love the saltiness by the Lions fans. Ben Johnson coming back. Way to welcome him back, putting a 50 burger up on the board.
Yeah, 52 must be nice. Foxy, today a little bit better than 1 week ago from today?
Yeah, we're all the way back. Super Bowl is on. 3 touchdowns for St. Brown, a touchdown for J-Mo, a touchdown for Sonic and Knuckles. Jared Goff, 5 touchdown passes. No, not ass and cheeks. Jared Goff, 5 touchdown passes, no turnovers. They looked incredible. I am all the way back.
Congrats to Detroit. We didn't want to celebrate your demise, but it did look like it was coming right in front of our eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And instead, you're all the way back.
Yep.
Did MCDC and them Lions move that rock out of the cave? Sure felt like it there.
Yes.
They are all the way back. That was a huge statement for week 2. And then let's talk about the team that also, you talk about the Packers maybe being the best team in ball. There's a team up there in Buffalo that had Hard Knocks, that has the current MVP. Buffalo Bills just absolutely smacked the New York Jets. As we're watching this game take place, we're all wondering to ourselves, oh, no, this might not be good for the Steelers. This might not be good for the Steelers because the Jets looked very good against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Justin Fields all over the place, spinning it, running it. The defensive intensity and accountability for the New York Jets was exactly what we thought it would be under Aaron Glenn's head coaching leadership. But then inevitably what happened was the Buffalo Bills were the Buffalo Bills. They end up winning winning 30-10 over the New York Jets. A couple division blowouts here. What does that say to you, D-Butch?
You know, divisional opponents, they mean a little bit more during the season. You want to send a message to everyone. And one of my favorite things I love to see in the National Football League, when a guy who's deserving some money gets his money and then he shows up and shows out early and often. That was James Cook yesterday. It wasn't pretty as far as the stat sheet for Josh Allen. If you had some parlays or some prop bets, you probably didn't hit a bunch of them, but he did his thing, took care of the ball, had some runs, had a little scary injury there with his nose, but he came back, finished the game. Just an all-around dominant performance in the AFC East with the Bills over the New York Football Jets.
I think Josh Allen probably appreciates the fact that he's going to have the photo with the
the thing.
Like the nose.
Black eye.
He's probably not fun. I'm not saying it's a good thing, and it's going to suck to sleep. That's going to sneezing. Oh my God.
And we're getting into cold season too.
Josh, vitamin C.
Yeah, get it.
D-Law can't be sneezing with that entire situation. Obviously, getting punched in the face is no fun. He's tough, son. I mean, there's no questions asked. So there were some beatdowns yesterday. Congrats to the teams that showcased that they are great, either once again or will continue to do as such. Let's go to number 4, a team that everybody thought was going to be great. Spent all the money this weekend or this offseason. Burrow breaks his toe.
Oh, no.
They're saying he's out at least 3 months.
Oh, Joe. Long time.
He was healthy in training camp. They paid his wide receivers. They get Hendrickson back. Shamar Stewart said okay to a clause. Everything that was kind of tumultuous ended up being smooth sailing. This is going to be the best Cincinnati Bank. Holy hell, they won a game.
Yeah.
Now they got home. Sam Hubbard's the ruler of the jungle. Need to be calling the crowd, get in there a little bit earlier, huh? We want this place to be electrifying. As Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen come into town, and they get a win. Yeah. Congrats to the Bengals getting a huge win. Could have lost that game multiple times. Get a huge win, and that's a positive. They can't buy a break.
No, they can't. No, they can't.
This team cannot buy a break in Cincinnati. They tried to buy their players out. They were trying to pay everybody. They're trying to run a new business. We're going to sell the rights to the stadium, and we're going to build an indoor facility. They're trying, I think, to become a team that is, kind of showing respect to the football gods. Like, hey, we understand the power of having an NFL team and the responsibility of having a team in our city of Cincinnati. We want to do right. They were doing it. It seems like they were doing it all. They had everybody. And then, boom, week 2, Joe Burrow was 7-13 for 76 yards and a tud. Okay, let's assume that just continues.
Yeah, sure.
And he just has a great game in front of Sam Hubbard, the ruler of the jungle. Yeah. And he gets standard tackle here by Eric Armstead. Bang, toe, out, 3 months. That sucks for the Bengals, but that's a huge storyline for the AFC going forward.
Yeah, it is, and it does. It sucks so bad. They were doing everything, Pat. You said it. They paid everyone who we said you can't pay all those guys and keep them. They won the first 2 weeks of the year. They never win the first 2 weeks ever. And then this happens to Joe Burrow, and I saw this edit last night, and I did not like it. It was Joe Burrow, and it flashed to Andrew Luck, and then it was Joe Burrow, and then it flashed to Andrew Luck.
Number 1
Joe
pick.
Burrow.
It kept going. It was intense.
It was like, oh no, these guys, they started their career with all these injuries. They're this incredibly talented, but they were behind potentially an O-line that isn't going to protect them. And we have these stats from Schefter that he then put out this morning, and those don't look good either. I'm just hoping Joe comes back healthy and it's not a similar situation to Andrew where he's just taking all these hits because he is unbelievable. He's great for the league, and this sucks for Cincinnati, and hopefully Browning, can lead them to the promised land as well.
We remember whenever he got into the league, it felt as if he was trying to be on a jacked up segment.
Yes.
With him being the one getting jacked up every game.
Yeah.
And then he came out and spoke. He was like, I like getting hit. I feel like I'm in a football game then. Whereas one time against Philadelphia Eagles, we actually saw his body move and his helmet and head stayed in one spot.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got slingshotted into the ground. He leaves game. Then he comes back, I think leads him to overtime in this entire thing. His durability and his toughness is always something that's talked about. But anytime a quarterback's toughness in the NFL is talked about, it's normally because he's getting his ass beat. Right? That's why you would bring up the toughness. And what the ranks are there for the offensive line, I believe that was a Hembo stat through an Adam Schefter Twitter account. I don't know what they're judging on. I'm assuming offensive linemen would say, well, that's not real. It wasn't my job. Nonetheless, we've seen Joe get his ass kicked, and we've hated it since day one. And now I'm not saying this particular situation with the toe. That seemed like a pretty standard tackle happening. It seems like misfortune if I've ever seen it. But in the entirety of it all, you pay everybody. Do you take care of the O-line? They made some moves. They tried their best. But it's like this might be an entire career of this, which we don't hope or wish upon anybody. Godspeed, Joe. Godspeed, Joe. And sorry to Godspeed to Bengals fans, too. You're undefeated?
Yeah.
And Jake Browning's played before, obviously, because of similar situations.
Well, and that's kind of the silver lining here. It's like two things. One, Jake Browning, unbelievable. He's proven he's won games. Two, Joe Burrow's house not getting robbed anymore because he's going to be home a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
Good silver lining.
Yeah, I think you'll still be with the team, you know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think he should kind of stay home, man.
I didn't like that those people robbed his house.
Me neither. That was messed up.
Did you hear about who it was?
No, who was it?
Do a little research. Pretty scary stuff. All right, let's go to number 3. For the brand. And Aubrey is unbelievable. Are you not entertained? This man is like a gladiator in there doing things that nobody thought was possible. We actually got a chance to talk to him a little bit earlier today. Let's talk about this past weekend, yesterday. Obviously, the 64-yarder, absolutely insane. Different ball flight than you normally hit. Why was that, you think? Did you try it, or is this a new kick for you?
No, that's just a little power fade. I was just trying to add a little bit more to it, and kind of came off my foot a little funky, and it had that little slide, and got nervous for a second, but then it corrected itself and got back on its path. I don't really try to do it, but when we get back there, I've started to notice I do take that little hitch step to give myself a little bit more behind the ball. You can see it there, but I don't try to do it. I'm more of a field kicker. I don't watch a whole lot of film of myself. If you pay attention closely, not any single kick is exactly the same for me as the last one. There's a lot of times, especially early in the season, where my soccer form takes back over and I kind of land on my kicking foot, and those are the ones I try to get away from because those are bad. But they tend to still go in. I don't know. I try to keep it as similar as possible, but you see rush coming out of your peripherals, then you try to get off your plant foot real quick and it makes your form look funky. So as long as it's going in, I'm happy, and I'm trying not to be too robotic, but try to get myself in the same position every time and make a kick.
Yeah, you do. He does. 82 and 91 on his career thus far, which is 90%, which I assume is the best ever to start a career. He is unflappable. We had a full 15-minute conversation with him that we will certainly put out. But him chatting about this particular kick and saying, yeah, I mean, that thing just started going. I was hoping. I was hoping as well. He just makes kicks. And once we kind of got done with that conversation with him earlier, he has the makeup. He has the brain of one of those guys, you know, and it's crazy that he's this new to the football world and has already made a name for himself, but he's unbelievable. And obviously the Cowboys need him, man.
Yeah, and it's lucky. Like, if you're a Cowboys fan, do not take this for granted. As a Patriots fan, I lived through Adam Vinatieri, lived through Steven Gostkowski. I just assume, like, oh, okay, so I could go out there and probably kick a ball and we'd be okay. That's not the case. If you're a Cowboys fan, you got the guy. You should hang your hat on having the guy. When you mention Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and all these superstars, mention Brandon Aubrey, because he's going to win you games for the next 15 years. And when he's gone, you are going to miss him like you've never imagined you'd miss a kicker before. The Patriots damn near lost a game yesterday because of 2 missed extra points. Brandon Aubrey is nails. And the conversation is unbelievable. He's like a dude. It's sweet.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, football guy.
Yeah, he said he's very recent that he started to feel like, oh yeah, football.
Yeah.
You know,
This year he said.
Yeah, he's so new to it. It's like he was soccer. That was what it was supposed to be. And then, if my memory serves me right, him and his wife were watching something, either on YouTube or and it was kicking, and she was almost like, "Can't you could you?" And he just started. He was traveling like an hour or 2 hours, four times a day for like 2 years. Just finding the stroke, getting good. And then he gets his opportunity, he just never misses.
So good.
And it's, what a beast, especially for the Cowboys, because they're always going to be on national television. He becomes the first ever kicker to hit a walk-off game tire at the end of regulation, then a walk-off game winner at the end of overtime. Obviously, zeros on the board across both of them. It's either do or die, seemingly for kickers every single kick. There's been some ass kickers in the NFL this year.
Yep.
I don't like that. Brandon Aubrey's making up for it on the other side. All right, the champs is still the champs. You know, I always say the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. And there was moments in this game yesterday where I'm like, yes, the Chiefs is all the way back. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs. And Patrick Mahomes had some magical moments. Travis Kelce had some insane plays and then obviously did something that he never does. Yep. I mean, he's like the most sure-handed guy maybe in the NFL. So him bat one in the red zone as they're going in for a touchdown to become a pick the other way is just a nightmare. Absolute nightmare for the Kansas City Chiefs. And on that note, the Philadelphia Eagles did what the Philadelphia Eagles do. Philadelphia Eagles get a huge win. Saquon obviously is going to do Saquon stuff. Jalen's doing Jalen stuff. Nick Sirianni goes into the kingdom and gets a dub after an ass beating in the Super Bowl. I think I learned that the Chiefs might not be as bad as maybe we thought the Chiefs were going to be, and that the Eagles might be the real deal, brother. What are your thoughts, Ty?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if you're a Chiefs fan, you're definitely not hitting the panic button, but I think it might be time for, cause for a little concern. First time in Mahomes' career that they've lost 3 games in a row if you include the playoffs. First time the Chiefs have started 0-2 since 2014, coincidentally. That was the last time they made the playoffs. And you mentioned it. It's kind of like Kelsey doing things that just he never does. Mahomes is their leading rusher again. Like, he's kind of got to put everything on his shoulders right now. And then on the flip side with the Eagles, a lot of people after yesterday saying, you know what, that might be the game that finally gets the tush push ban. Because you got guys moving. It's just they literally every time they need to pick up a first down on 3rd and short or 4th and short, guess what? They get it. People are tired of the rugby stuff, and that's what Schefter said. He said the the Chiefs didn't lose that game yesterday. They lost that game at the league meetings when the NFL said, "Hey, we're not going to ban the tush push."
That's awesome.
So we'll see.
That's awesome. Football game. It did get loud. Greeny this morning was like, the abomination of a football play, the tush push, like there seems like there is getting a little louder, and obviously the shots of everybody being offsides and everything like that. Tush push out, brotherly shove out. Let's go to the number 1 storyline of the weekend. The Dimes dive is in.
Hell yeah!
3 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Danny Dimes dive. The Colts, okay? I said it last week. Everybody laughed. Colts going to win the Super Bowl.
I'm not laughing anymore.
Nobody.
Denver Broncos, great defense.
Yes.
Denver Broncos got a great defense.
Best preseason.
A lot of people talk about Denver Broncos maybe winning the whole damn fucking thing. Denver Broncos are the team. A lot of money on the Denver Broncos. Now, they were in a dogfight with Tennessee week 1, and I understand Cam Ward had some generational talent plays against them and everything like that. But they were coming into the Lighthouse. They were coming into Lucas Oil Stadium. I think all of us were a little bit worried about, are we real or are we not? I mean, we're about to find out. Sean Payton on the other side with Bo Nix a little bit more. And what we found out is, yeah, the Colts are for real. And Tyler Warren might be the best football player in the NFL. Danny Dimes obviously having a full resurrection under this Shane Steichen offense. That's the Dimes dive, and it is beautiful. Okay, it is a touchdown maker, a touchdown creator. And I don't think we've even come close to perfecting it. I mean, there's bodies flying in the back. There's a little bit else. But with Danny Dimes' ability to run, he even hit a second gear whenever a guy got free and got the edge around somebody and picked up a few yards, which could have been a sack and a loss. There were some throws that were perfectly placed out of Danny Dimes, and there was a no quit from the team that we had maybe seen in years past. There's multiple times where the Broncos should have won that game, could have won that game. The Colts could have had a 3-and-outer, got out of the way, or the defense could have just not shown up and kind of gave up another field goal and maybe just let the momentum go the other way. We bring him in the offseason out of Minnesota, full vibes guy, full celebration guy. It is on good authority, I've been told from my source, Sis, that Blue the mascot did not know they were doing that celebration at that exact moment. So Bynum's freestyling celebrations that are becoming the best celebrations around the league each week. It is a good time to be a Colts fan. It is a fun time to be a Colts fan. And leverage is in the rule book.
Yeah, it is.
Can't be trying to break guys' necks.
No.
One of them.
I mean, we're trying to be a healthy operation. We're trying our best to make the game safer for future generations. You can't be trying to swanton bomb over a guy's head like that.
Leverage.
You can't be pushing down, trying to get over top. Now, I did see Denver Broncos fans point out some other plays that might have looked like some leverage. I'd argue that maybe it does happen on a regular basis. I'd argue maybe they don't call it. But when it's that egregious,
Come on.
that egregious,
We all saw
Winner
it.
can't have it.
you gotta call it.
We all saw it.
I'll tell you, I was in a suite, had direct eye contact on hold from Rigoberto Sanchez, punter for the team.
Haven't seen him.
Yeah.
No.
We don't do that.
No.
We don't do that around here. Okay? Indianapolis, we don't punt anymore. Rigo could be on his way to Pro Bowl season. Did have a punt Murdered. Might have been 60-some yards. Then they ran into the punter, first down. So he did have a punt in game 1, but it did not count. It got ruled off. We got a first down because everything's working for the Indianapolis Colts right now. But I had direct eye on Rigoberto Sanchez and Ball and Spencer Schrader, who has been great for us. This kid, Spencer Schrader, we're very happy he's here. Born in Indiana, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Westwood, Indiana.
Yep.
And then he went down to Florida, I
Yep.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
So he is an Indiana kid. We had Matt Gay. He was the highest paid kicker in the NFL for us. Ball didn't always go in. Good dude. Schrader kid feels good. I have direct eye contact on Rigoberto, the ball. As soon as he hits it, not good contact. This ain't going in. Okay, that's just immediately upon contact. Nope, that thing, he hit that thing. No way. Close. So we all think it's over. The electricity is drained from Lucas Oil Stadium. And all of a sudden, what's out there? Oh, again, another flag on the play. These Broncos fans acting like this was the only call that everybody was like, come on. These refs were a part of every play. It was very annoying, to be honest with you. There was a lot of flags in the game. That leverage one's tough. If I was a Broncos fan, I'm certainly very loud. On that note, we get in the re-kick in the Loud House. We didn't care. We want ape shit in there. What a huge win for the Broncos. D-But, you were on the call for ESPN Radio. I can't wait to hear that. What a game for you to get to call.
I mean, what a game from wire to wire. Both of these offenses are moving the ball up and down the field. We always talk about in the locker room playing complementary football. We always talk about, hey, it's going to take 60 minutes, have each other's back no matter what happens. And that's what happened with the Colts yesterday. The offense was moving the ball well between the 20s all day long. Few drives stalled, but Schrader was nails all day, went 5 for 5 from field goals, so we weren't punching in touchdowns, but we made the big plays when we needed them. That big one to Jonathan Taylor up the sideline, that was huge. The Cam Bynum interception, because the Broncos, they were getting in the red area and they were converting touchdowns. Bo Nix was pretty sharp once they got in the red area.
Franklin, is that the quarter or wide receiver?
Troy Franklin, yeah. I think, weren't they college teammates at Oregon? Yeah. So this was kind of his breakout game, but this interception was huge. We always talk about tips and overthrows, and that's what Cam Bynum and all the good deep free safeties do. They make you pay for those. So that was a big one, getting that turnover there. Special teams, defense. Defense wasn't great all day long. Like I said, Bo Nix was pretty sharp, but made a play when we needed it. And offensively, just been sharp, man. I mean, just every drive we're getting points, we're getting touchdowns. Tyler Warren, he's been phenomenal. Jonathan Taylor went over 200 total yards. And then Danny Dimes, he was getting his ass blitzed. I want to say 70% of the time he got blitzed, and this Denver Broncos defense, they lead the league in sacks. He had 6 in week 1, 69 coming into this game, and they protected him. He was pretty sharp against the blitz, went over 300 yards for the first time since week 2 in 2023. So love what Danny Dimes. We've been looking for a quarterback. Danny Dimes has obviously been looking for a good place, and I think it's kind of a match made in heaven right now.
Shane Steichen's been looking for a quarterback too. I think he is very comfortable with everything that Danny Dimes does. Just the command of the offense. What Danny's saying, and you could tell the offensive line's bought in. You could tell everybody's bought in. It's a different vibe with this Colts team this year.
Yeah, and that's probably the best 2-game span for a home team to start a season of all time. Like when you, I'm serious when you talk about like the expectations and the question marks around the Colts, and for them to come out week 1, dominate a team from start to finish, and then week 2 to come out, be down by 5 in the fourth quarter, kick 2 field goals and win. Like you mentioned, it's so much different. Whereas it was 28-23 and it was 4th down. And I just assumed the Colts were going to go for it, screw it up, and it was going to go the other way. And instead, they kick a field goal, get a stop on defense, kick a game winner. Like, it's unbelievable football. And the O-line. This is Danny Dimes' first real offensive line, and he's one of the top 5, top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Like, Danny Dimes' first shoot is going to be an Indianapolis Colt for the next 10 years.
I hope so. I've heard he was out last night, maybe having a couple beers with the locals.
He should.
Yeah, we like that. And we are not saying that as a negative. That is 1,000% a positive. That is the boys enjoying the city. That is a good thing, not a bad thing. Hadn't been happening for a long time. Danny Dimes, old school guy. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Michigan man, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter. Shefty, we apologize for having you wait around right there. That's on us. The 15-minute clock might just disappear going forward. But on that note, anything that we missed there, and the Colts are going to win a Super Bowl?
Well, the 15-minute clock has turned into a 30-minute clock, Pat. But that's okay because the Indianapolis Colts are rolling along. They are the first team in the Super Bowl era not to punt in the first 2 games of the season. Whoever would have thought that the Colts, with Daniel Jones playing quarterback, would become the first team not to punt in the first 2 games of the season. They scored on their first 10 possessions this season, scored every single time. rolling along. It seems like it was a long time ago that there was a quarterback competition. You want me to go out to the other 90 seconds here like we did last Monday, or you want to take over and follow up?
I'd love that. Well, the follow-up is that first 10 thing, also a record, and also I think they've scored 17 of, I forget the exact number, 20 or something like that, or 24, and it's the highest percentage of scoring in 45 years in the NFL when it starts season. Now, but go ahead, on you, if any of the 90 seconds have anything with Danny Dimes being the greatest quarterback maybe in the history of the NFL through 2 weeks, you can certainly add that, but we are excited to hear what we need to catch up on.
Well, who would have thought that the Colts would have a more stable quarterback position right now than the Cincinnati Bengals? But the story of the day, obviously, Joe Burrow has a turf toe injury that will require surgery. He will be sidelined for a minimum of 3 months. Typically, this is a 12 to 14-week recovery period from an injury like that. That would mean that if it was best case, the soonest he could be ready, as much as he might push, would be December 15th, and it very well could be into the new year before he's ready again. Let's see if the Bengals and Jake Browning, their new quarterback, can keep them afloat until then. But Joe Burrow went down yesterday. You knew it had to be serious. He's going to have surgery as soon as the swelling in that toe goes down, and he's going to be sidelined for a minimum of 3 months. The Bengals already have been calling around to add another quarterback. That's from a depth standpoint. But the fact of the matter is Jake Browning will be the guy. He is expected to be the guy. And Joe Burrow has taken so much punishment there in Cincinnati from the time that he arrived there in 2020. You put up the pass rush win rate right there, where the Bengals have ranked in the league, and you see those numbers. That is rough for a quarterback to absorb all those hits, all those years, and you wonder what type of cumulative effect it will have on Joe Burrow physically and mentally moving forward. So we'll keep an eye on that as that unfolds. The New York Jets quarterback Justin Fields is in concussion protocol, left the game yesterday, went out, was replaced by Tyrod Taylor. We'll see if Justin Fields can clear in time this week to get back into action. The Jets had a terribly disappointing game yesterday against the Buffalo Bills. They looked inept out there. Nobody would have thought that the Jets could look that bad, but they did, and now there'll be a question about their quarterback. And the other quarterback to watch today will be Jaden Daniels. Obviously came up a little limpy on Thursday night in Green Bay, and I think they did some testing over the weekend, and I think Dan Quinn will address the media today, and we'll see what that is, whether his status for Sunday is in question at all. Don't know yet. I don't think it's serious in any kind of way, but I do think that we're going to hear something there regarding some sort of issue with Jaden Daniels. That's my sense of things, and we'll see how that plays out. They're working through it right now.
Okay, on that note, Jaden looked unlike what we've seen of Jaden in the NFL, I think, in the face and everything on the field, certainly against that Packers team, who might be they might be the best team in ball right now.
It might be.
So that might just be the case. I didn't think I remembered him potentially having an injury coming out of there. We will obviously keep T's and P's and positive vibes for Jaden Daniels' ankle and everybody that got injured.